Hey everybody, Radioactive here, announcing that I will be at Mutation Madness Hardcore 5. M3H5 taking place in Missouri. I probably should have looked up the name of the mall before I'm making this video, but y'all know where I'm going. I figured that as well as making this announcement that I would be going, and in fact I'm going up with a small label contingent. That would be Louisiana Blaster League. We will be going up, we'll be going up with Noah, Jacob, Kelsey, and myself, and meeting up with Adam and a contingent of his friends up in Missouri. I believe we'll be leaving Thursday, and I'll try to make some content while we're moving. That all being said, I figured, as well as this announcement, I would show you my loadout for this game. So, Mutation Madness has some very complicated rules. It's kind of the... if you know anything about tabletop RPGs, it's kind of the Pathfinder First Edition of HVZs. So, I will kind of be upgrading my loadout as the game goes on, which is part of the rules. So, first, I'll show you kind of what my base loadout is going to be, and then kind of with each upgrade and mission completed, my own loadout will improve over time. Now, here is kind of the base of the loadout. This is Mission 1, Level 0 loadout. So I've got my little battle belt here. On the right side, my dominant side, I've got a single holster. This is probably going to hold, well, this is definitely going to hold a Radson, but which Radson specifically it will hold is probably going to change just constantly. I'm bringing an MXL Radson, and Mega XL has very strict rules in this game mode because it is power ammo. Basically, most special zombies that have a class or special abilities, this tags them, or the MXL darts tag them through the entire, through their special thing. So, holster on this side, nothing else currently on this side. I would have liked to have had a couple more scared dump pouches. Scurd? SCRD, whatever. Dump pouches, but I just ran out of time and money to get them going. On the other side, we have another holster, and then my two dump pouches, currently rocking mostly label and label affiliated patches. Not a lot of room on here. And then I also have a 5-minute respawn patch, and I think I'll have to ask Brain about this, even if it's even okay for me to show this off. But this is kind of like not many people have this currently. So this is kind of what it looks like. This will hold the other Radson. This will hold half darts, and this will be for MXL if I get it, and for MacGuffins and stuff like that. Kind of my admin pouch, if you will. Possibly med kits, the whole nine. My blaster loadout is going to include, at mission start, at a game start, an empty Radson XL MXL, and that will go in either one of these leather holsters made by Brain's Blasting Leather, I believe is the name of his Instagram, at least. Oh, and this is also loaded. And then the other, so this is not going to hold anything until I get an MXL dart. An MXL dart itself holds, will take up an inventory slot. The blaster itself holds no inventory slots. This blaster is the... I'm going to have to fire it into my hand. It's still loaded from the game Saturday. So, this blaster holds 18 shots. Yep, and that's all of them. It holds 18 shots. Now, an inventory slot in this game. So, the inventories themselves, it is mission level plus player level. So, we start with one inventory slot. There's also sidearm rules, but none of my stuff actually fits into the sidearm rule, unfortunately. So, this blaster holds 18 shots. And since the blaster does not take up its own inventory slot, only the amount of ammo up to 25 RTF, that's ready to fire ammo, my 7-shot hammer shot, finely tuned for the cap. I believe it's 130 cap, and it's kind of a soft cap, so there's that. 7 plus 18, that is 1 inventory slot. And then this will take up no inventory slots itself. So this is my starting loadout. Well, of course, can't forget the eye protection. Now, my first level up is going to go into fighter, I believe. And that'll unlock 2 inventory slots for a sword, a shield, or power melee charges, which is kind of the melee version of the MXL power shot. And I believe that is going to be put into a 2-foot boffer. So it's kind of pistol and sword for me. I don't have the sword, and it looks like I'm not going to be able to make my own sword for this event. That will be something that I look into in the future, possibly for use in the local label wars as well. There's some minor superficial damage on these blasters, and these two are very old to begin with. Closing in on a year and 3/4. I took a little bit of a tumble. The people at the event might say instead of taking a tumble, I took flight. That's their opinion. So yes, this is kind of my base Mission 1 Level 0 loadout. My next level up, I'll have those 2 inventory slots will be taken up with a sword, and on mission level up, I will be taking a bag. A bag takes up its own inventory slot. It's just a little baseball bag, actually, from my high school days, and that can hold a lot of stuff, and the stuff inside the bag does not take up inventory space as far as I'm aware, because none of it is actually able to quickly be used. So it's good for storage. I'm planning on carrying a couple of these, just loose ammo in a filled pretzel container for reloading later, because all of this is hand reloaded on the spot from a dump pouch. So if I ever run out of ammo, or we get later on in the game and getting to a safe zone isn't possible anymore, I still have plenty of ammo that's not going to take up inventory space. That could also potentially carry more power shots or power charges or med kits, or possibly objectives, or other people's blasters. Like I'm kind of going to end up being the mule in that regard. Each subsequent level up or objective increase that I get, I don't really have anything else to upgrade. So for the most part, my stuff is going to other people, or power shots, or power charges, or medkits. So that is kind of the deal there. It's not a lot. I kind of went back and forth with somebody who was very familiar with the whole setup, because I was thinking, so there's the sidearm rule. That does not take up an inventory slot itself. It has to hold 12 shots or less and have a holster. So this blaster is usually my sidearm, and this blaster is usually my primary. That's not feasible in this game, because MXL is extremely regulated. You can't even pick it up off the floor. And this blaster is not qualified as a sidearm because it holds 18 shots, even though it's only firing them three bursts at a time. It's still 18 darts. So neither of these qualify as a sidearm. This, however, 7-shot, could possibly qualify as a sidearm, except for the fact I do not have a dedicated holster for it. Technically I do, but that's on a bandolier, and the bandolier is just uncomfortable for me to use. I'm not a fan of running it. I tried it at home before Survival Fest, and I just wasn't really a fan of it. It wasn't for me. So I don't really have a holster that fits on my gear for this blaster, so it does not qualify itself as a sidearm. So technically I'm carrying 3 primaries on mission 1. The only way, there's so many rules, it's extremely complex, and I'm sure that just like tabletop RPGs, once you begin to understand the rules, everything is it just makes more sense. But from the outside looking in, I was getting very frustrated. But it's supposed to be complex. That's its kind of claim to fame. It's an indoor HVZ with very complicated, complex rule systems that kind of make it like a game, like an actual video game, IRL. The only reason I'm able to carry all this stuff Mission 0 is because I have just enough onboard ammo to be in one inventory slot of its own, even though it's over multiple blasters. So I could technically carry 25 jolts, and that only take up one inventory slot. And that's kind of where my loadout ends. Not running a flywheeler. I mean, it doesn't make sense for me to run socks, because if I have one sock, that's one more inventory slot, because my inventory slot for ammo is full. And to do socks, I would have to make the use of the slot make sense, I would have to carry 25 socks. I don't have anywhere to put 25 socks, so that's not going to happen. One of the reasons I was kind of frustrated, and it was really unfounded, but I was just, with the whole back and forth, I was getting a little bit frustrated. I could absolutely try to min-max, right? I'm doing something fun. This is what I like to run. This is how I play the game, right? And I was potentially falling outside of the rules through like most of the back and forth I went. My loadout was falling outside of the rules, and I would have to upgrade it, where instead I could have a pistol with a flywheeler pistol with a 12-round mag, and then 2 more backup 12-round mags that take up my one inventory slot, and I'm walking onto the field with 36 darts at cap, a 3, well, I guess it's only 2. No, it would only be 1. 1 sock on top of it, 36 shots, ready to go right out the door. And that would be a much better loadout than this. That would be me min-maxing. That would be me having a flywheeler sidearm with a holster and 2 more backup magazines for it. And that is objectively a better loadout. So that's kind of why I was getting a little bit frustrated with it. I'm past that now. I just wanted to talk about my experience so far, trying to figure out the rules, and also show off my loadout. I don't really think I have anything else to show. Let's hope that me showing off my loadout doesn't make me a target, or somebody else on my team a target, or screw me over in some way. I know that, and I'm definitely not. I'm known enough, but I'm not an HVZ focused player. I doubt anybody's going to see me and go, "Oh, we need to get rid of him." But I know that people who do this, that kind of does end up happening to them. They paint a little bit of a target on their backs. But yeah, this is my loadout. Let me know what y'all think about it, actually. So I'll kind of be maining my hammer shot the entire game. And this is actually the only hammer shot of its kind that is fielded consistently like that. As far as I know, there are 2 other hammer shots built like this, and those are wall pieces. They might get plinked, but they do not get run. I've ran this in 4 wars at this point, and it is going strong. It is my workhorse. Let me know what y'all think. This will be my second big event ever, and my second one of the year. Let me know if y'all like to see me going to more of these events. A lot of the time, it doesn't make a lot of sense for me to, like economically. It just doesn't work out. But I suspect that I'll be able to go to more events kind of like this in the future. Let me know what events you would like to see me at in the future. I think that's it. I think that's all I wanted to show you. My announcement and my loadout. So, I'll see you on the field. Well, in a mall. You understand what I mean. I'm Radioactive, and I hope you have a great day.